All right, going live in three, two, one. Oh, this is Layers of Beauty. This is episode number one, and I'm proud to bring on Tanaz. Am I saying that? I know you're gonna forgive me. It's Tanaz, right? I'm sorry.
Yes. No, it's good. It's good.
Okay,
Tanaz.
okay, good, good.
Hi,
Okay, good.
everyone.
So Tanaz and I we're going to talk about different facets of beauty. We got a lot of things lined up for this evening. So how are things going with you? You said before we went live, you said that you had a big heat wave. Is that right?
Yes, actually, I think it was about a week ago in West Coast. I'm in West Coast in Vancouver in Canada. So we had this very hot weather. I think it was after we broke the record after maybe 70 years or 80 years. The last heat wave we had this hot was 1930s.
Oh
So
wow.
imagine Vancouver, a city in Canada. We almost hit 50 between 50s, and you would never expect that in Canada, in Vancouver, right? So we always complain that it rains a lot here. We always love to see the sun because we don't have sun that much. It's always cloudy. But that week, I think we had to learn a lesson to be grateful for what we have, because it was just unbearable. And I think around 700 people died because of that.
Oh
We're
my
not
goodness.
prepared. No, we
Wow.
exactly, we're not prepared. We don't half of the houses and condos here, they're not prepared with air conditioner. It's just the stores, some of the rest, they're not prepared. But to compare with someplace like in Dubai, I have friends live there. It's very hot, but everywhere has air conditioner. Like it's
Where's you? Pardon my ignorance. Where's Dubai at? I'm sorry. Is that
it's actually no, it's in United Emirates. It's one of the cities there, and it's in Middle East.
okay?
It's one of the Arabic countries. It's been I think it's been very popular in the past 20, 30 years because there been a lot of construction, and they call it the I don't know if it's Las Vegas of Middle East or New York of Middle East. I don't know. It's because it's full of like high rises.
I
Everything is just luxury, and but it's
very
in the middle of the desert.
yeah, but very tall buildings, right? Very. I think I have seen pictures of that within the past few months. I remember look. I think I looked that city up. It was very beautiful looking, if I remember correct. Right? That's
Yes, it's very beautiful. But it's very hot. Um,
hmm.
but you can survive because you just go from one place to another, and once you enter, it's freezing from air conditioner. It's that prepared they are.
So what kind of temperatures are we talking about? Like 100 degrees? Well, this is Fahrenheit. Are you on the metric scale or are you on the Celsius scale? I'm sorry. I'm
uh,
sorry. Not. I'm sorry. Are you Fahrenheit or Celsius? I meant to say. Excuse me.
um I mean it's so for here it's 50. It was 50
Okay,
degrees.
so
So yeah,
that
so
would be
that was
Celsius.
Celsius, yes. And
Okay.
over there it could sometimes get 56, 60. But then
Hmm.
50 is like torture. Like we never experienced 50. 50, it's um I've never experienced 50 in my life. So,
Okay.
and the only time that have been in Dubai is either March, which is the best time to go, or December. So the December in Dubai, it's like a spring of or summer of Vancouver.
So,
And it's like it's breeze coming because there's the Atlantic there, Atlantic Ocean, and you have this breeze. And the weather is just perfect. You don't need to wear any jacket, and it's the middle of December. So that's why a lot of people go on vacation there.
oh, okay. Let's see if I can bring up a picture of this real quick. Nope, nope, oops. You know what? How do you spell Dubai? I tried to bring up a search to show people what it looks like, and I ended up bringing up a bunch of cockroaches. I don't know.
You mean Dubai? You're trying
Yes.
to bring up
Yeah.
it's DUB
Okay.
um, IE.
IE. Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay. Here we go. Oh, nope. That didn't bring it up either. Hold
Oh,
on.
didn't?
I bring up a guy that looks like a hippie. Hold on a second. Okay, here we go. There we go. I had to put the word city in there. Okay, so I'm going to bring it up so we can show everyone what this looks like. Yeah, this is what I saw before. You got some really nice pictures here.
Sorry, it's
So,
AI at the end. That's what I'm not
oh,
IE.
oh, okay, okay, it's my mistake. Okay, well we got okay. I see that. We still got it though, so we're good. So we're good. So Google corrected that for me. It's showing the results for AI, so we're good. So yeah, this and that one building is like really tall too. I remember seeing that. Is that one of the, that's like one of the tallest buildings? Wow, that's real too, isn't it?
Burj Khalifa. It's one of the tallest building in the world. One of
Right.
them, and they're building another one, which is even going to be taller than that.
Oh wow, that is and it's so you mentioned Las Vegas, didn't you, a second ago? I've been to Las Vegas. That's super clean. This looks super clean, like Las Vegas is. Um, the this is I mean, it looks really clean. Is it as clean as it
Yeah,
looks
it
in the
looks.
pictures?
I would say it's like a luxury city because the prices there are very expensive, and it's a very touristy place. And the difference between here and Las Vegas
Uh-oh, are you there? Uh-oh, I think we lost her. Give us a second
country.
here. Okay, you cut out for a second there. You said the difference between Las Vegas, and then you just cut off for about 3 or 4 seconds. So you'll have to repeat.
Oh, okay. So can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, you sound good now. You're really good. Uh-oh. I think
Okay,
we you're cutting off again. You're cutting off again. Hold on. Yeah, I think you have it might be an internet connection issue. Sorry. Go ahead. Try to talk now. See what you sound like. Okay, I think you're
sure.
good. Okay, I think you're
So
good.
the difference, okay, thanks. So the difference between Dubai and Las Vegas, even though they're, well, Las Vegas, I think it's only one strip, like one street, most
Hmm.
of it, but Dubai is more a bigger city. There's more buildings, there's more hotels, and and also it's an Islamic city based on the Islamic law, not extreme, but uh, you would see, people are more a little bit more conservative. Like when you dress, you are a little bit more conservative, and but they
Uh-oh.
can you hear me
Yeah,
now?
yeah. You see, you're talking about they dress like conservative dress, and you were saying, and then that's where you
Yeah,
cut off.
they're conservative dress, but in beaches they do have bikinis and things like.
Sorry. Yeah, you're for some reason you're keep on cutting out there. I apologize. I apologize. Yeah, I think you're good. You're good. I can see.
No, I apologize. I'm good. Okay. Is the internet okay?
Yeah, you're good now. I'm not sure why it keeps on doing that.
Okay.
You're good.
Oh, no, no problem. And then I think it's the public affection. It's not really encouraged there.
Hmm.
You can't really, um, I guess, make out with your. We went again.
Yeah, it's okay.
We're back
Yeah,
again.
okay.
And so public affection, got to be careful there. So just it's not that they do anything to you, but just it's.
Yeah. Oops. I think are you there? Uh-oh. Up there we go. Can you tell when you're cutting out there? It looks like I can see you. Yeah, I see you there. Well, I can see your face moving, so I can tell that you're back on. So,
Yeah, so that's if you ever wanted to visit a place in Middle East, I think Dubai would be a place to go. It's very fascinating.
it looks like it. It looks like it. When I say clean, I'm like I live in the DC area, and DC is a very dirty city. So if you walk around, except for the tourist areas where you're not on
Yeah.
the national monuments and all that stuff, that's pretty clean. But if you walk around the rest of the city, it's usually pretty dirty. This looks very clean, extremely clean. So looks pretty nice. So I'd like to try the. Have you ever gone to the top of that tallest building? These are pretty uniquely shaped as well. What is the
It's
Go ahead.
no, I'm saying is it's I think it's around 60, 70th floor, if I'm not mistaken. And then when you go on the top, see the
United.
whole city, and it's very
I
fascinating.
bet.
Um, yeah, I would definitely recommend if you ever go there to give that tallest building a try.
Okay. I will. Well, if I ever get,
The
if I ever
view
leave
is magnificent. It's
well,
outstanding.
if I ever get leave the country, I'll make sure that's one of the places I plan on going to. That's for sure. And I assume it's pretty safe too. Is it a safe city as far as, as the crime level? What's that like? Is it pretty? Well, you said it's like a tourist place. So I assume that it's pretty safe for tourists.
Hot. It's very hot.
Very
Is
hot.
I would say one of the hottest places I've ever been, even though I went there in March. So imagine right now it would be like an oven. People describe it as oven when they enter the street, because around summertime, people who live there try not to be in the street. They either go like underground or go to malls or everything in offices. They have air conditioning because they're very equipped. But as soon as you step outside, it feels like you entered an oven. I don't know if it's the right expression, but I've never been to an oven, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
I can
get the
relate.
feeling.
The That's just like Las Vegas. Las Vegas right now is up in that same range. I'm going to give you Fahrenheit because I'm not sure about the Celsius equivalent, but right now Las Vegas is around 105 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's probably about the same of what you're talking about, way up there, pretty hot. So, and
Yeah, but Las Vegas is very hot too.
yes, yes. So, well, you want to check our question out from our last show? I'll go ahead and bring that up here and see what we got. So the question was, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong in this. What was your favorite morning drink? That's what we had written down, and we had it was really nice, 5,100 votes, pretty high, and the number one results, our number one answer that we had was 64% for coffee. Next one down was 24% for tea, 6% for a soft drink, and then 3% got a tie on that for a latte and a very complicated drink from Starbucks. What do you think about that?
I'm one of those complicated drinks from Starbucks.
Oh goodness, you're like in the very bottom percentage there. We got a lot of answers. I'm not going to answer all of these. We can look through some of these. Let me go to the top rated answers, the top comments first. I'm not going to read all these because it'll take way too long to go through all 51. Let's see, what I like Katz's orange juice or apple juice are my favorites to drink in the morning. We might have actually read that one, I think. Let's see. A lot of comments. I'm just going to skim through these, see if there's anything that's really standing out. Looks like they're mostly water, juices, chocolate milk. Oh, that's an interesting one. I don't usually see chocolate milk with a couple of three thumbs up there. Coffee boys, coffee, lukewarm water. Oh, that's interesting. I don't think I could drink lukewarm water in the mornings. Um, Chocolate milk.
Yeah, it's supposed to be good for you, but yeah.
Yeah, see. Yeah, a lot of average. There's not very much. Yeah, most of the people are just basically saying the same thing. Oh, orange juice, water, 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 orange juice, milk, 4 or 5 milks in a row. Yeah, we got a lot of Patreon. I'm not sure why there's Patreon on there. Um, so yeah, it's ice water and sometimes juices. I'll drink a very cold bottle of water in the mornings because, well, right now it's very hot where I'm at. So in the mornings, I always have a nice thing of cold water right before I get up, or after I get up before I start doing my work. That is. So I like this one. This one says coffee is disgusting. Tastes like dirt. That's basically what it is. Actually, there's more like actually it's more like boiled mud when you're done. I don't understand why people would like something so bitter. So
You know, I kind of agree with that. As a coffee drinker, as an ex coffee drinker, ex, I I was not fond of the taste. I was fond of the feeling that I was getting. So I agree with that comment.
Oh,
Um, so that's why I switched to complicated Starbucks drinks.
oh, okay. I've never drank coffee my entire life, so I'm one of those people that doesn't even know what it. Well, I had coffee ice cream a few times, and I think it might have a similar taste. I don't know. So I've never been a coffee person, so I don't know what it tastes like. I usually when I was younger, I would drink a lot of sodas that had caffeine. I would use that to wake up in the mornings, but that was about it. Sodas now I don't touch sodas anymore. It's just basically water, little bit of it's called kefir. It's like a health drink that has like probiotics and what else? Calcium. So that's about the only
You're
two
so
things I drink.
healthy.
I wish I was healthier. So how do you feel? How do overall? I mean, I find it interesting that the coffee is number one. I mean, and then I don't know. I guess it matches. Sometimes the results don't match the comments, but it looks like it's probably matching. It's lining up pretty close. Um, it's kind of funny. Sometimes what will happen is the voting comes in, and what it'll be is the voting will be really high on something like in this case coffee, but then you go to the comment section, it'll be the exact opposite. Like people will be several people say they hate coffee over and over and over again, but that's not the case this time. It looks like it's matching up with the results pretty close. So um yeah, the most of these are pretty just straightforward, just one answer, one word responses or a couple of words. So, but yeah, I like the results. I like I said, I'm not a coffee person. I'd have to say, well, for me it'd have to be water. So my choice isn't even on there, but a couple of people did say water as well. So, but the lukewarm water thing, I don't think I could do that. That's just kind of annoying. I every time I have lukewarm water, even though it's cold outside, I still like cold water. That's just my thing. There's something about cold water in the morning just feels really refreshing. So,
Hmm. Hmm.
anything you'd like to add to that?
That's a lot of comments. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I
So,
think it's just great. Um, Morning coffee, a morning drink, I think is very important. It determines the way that you refresh yourself. You start your day.
hmm I'm trying to think when I was when I was younger, I said I drank sodas. When I was much younger, I'd probably drink maybe some sort of juice or something, apple juice, orange juice, or something. Um,
Hmm.
but that was much when I was like a young kid. So the but that was about. I can't think of anything else I would actually drink. Um, I do know. Oh, I do know. Well, this is. I did drink a lot of hot chocolate when I was younger. So sometimes I forgot about that. Once in a while, I go on this hot chocolate phase where I drink a whole bunch of that for some reason. And so I don't know if that's necessarily good for you. Probably some too much sugar in there, but still, I mean, it's probably better than the soda, or maybe about the same. I don't know. Soda has a lot of it as well, a lot of sugar. So, um,
Hmm.
let's see. Would you like? Do you have another question you'd like to ask our audience for today's show?
Sure. So I was thinking, since we are discussing beauty
Hmm
today, and this is what the show is about, uh, the question would be, what is one thing that you do which makes you feel beautiful?
You feel beautiful. Make sure I spell this right. Uh, I need to always need to double check my spelling here. There we go. What is one thing that you do which makes you feel beautiful? Okay, I think I got it right. Alrighty. So what would be the results? Should we put down for the answers on this one?
Yes. Okay, so I have you uh, surgery. That's one of
Well,
them.
wait, say it again. You kind of
I mean, so many people get plastic surgery.
oh, plastic surgery. You want to put plastic surgery in there?
Plastic, yeah, plastic surgery.
Okay.
Um, I would want to put
My bad.
uh, getting facial,
Getting a facial. Okay. I think I spelled that right. Okay.
shopping,
you're cut
It
off on
could
that
be
one.
their
I
favorite
can
dress.
you saw your favorite what say
Shopping.
see I oh shopping. Okay, sorry that's the word I couldn't hear. Shopping. Okay. Okay, shopping. And you said something about a favorite dress. What was that? I'm sorry.
No, it's part of the shopping. So it could be part of that.
Okay, like maybe example like buying a new dress. Is that what you said?
Getting your favorite dress. Yeah, finding a new dress, for example.
Yeah. Uh, a new dress. There you go. Okay. I think I spelled that right. Oh, nope, I didn't spell that right. Sorry. There we go.
Um, Makeup,
Oh, you know what I did? Oh, hold on.
makeup,
Makeup. Yeah, let me get this.
putting makeup.
Okay, put on makeup. Okay, putting on makeup. Okay. Wait. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And I
We
would
could.
put for the third. Yes, go ahead.
I was gonna say for the final one, we could say something like, your choice. Like give them their own choice, like something that you want. Like we could say, your choice. You know, put it in the comments below or something like that. Would you want to do that?
I was gonna say the same thing. You read my mind.
Okay, your choice. Uh, respond. Hold on a second. How should I say it? Respond. Respond in the comments. Okay. So do you want to put on here, since we're going to get a lot of men there reading this, you want to put down for the this is like let's say like at the very beginning saying something like maybe this is for the ladies, like then like this is for all the women out there. What is the one thing you'd like to do to make yourself feel beautiful? Would you like to put that at the beginning?
How about we put beautiful and or handsome,
Okay. Okay.
right? Because men,
Okay.
they're allowed to feel handsome, right?
Yeah.
That would be
Yes.
excluding them, and that would be discriminating them. We don't want to discriminate anyone.
Okay. Okay. That's cool. Let's see. So for that, let's put on the example or a suit or something. Buy a
Suit,
sport
yes.
a suit. There we go. That way it covers both. Yeah, plastic surgery.
And
Yeah, makeup.
for makeup, uh, we could put shaving or going to a barber.
Okay. Uh, Shaving. Put that in there. Hold a second.
Or barber, going to a barber.
Yeah. There we go. I think that covers everybody now. Okay. Cool. I know that there's going to be a lot of men that on my channel. They're going to be like, "What is this all about?" And if we cover that, they'll be. I think they'll be happy with that one. So, okay, cool.
Yes.
Does that look good? I'm making sure I'm going to proofread this. What is one thing that you do which makes you feel beautiful or, oh, I said handful. Oops. Hold on a second.
That's
Okay.
so funny.
Plastic surgery, getting a facial, shopping, like making a dress or a suit, putting on makeup, shaving, or going to a barber. Okay, your choice. Respond in the comments. Okay, does it look good to you?
Perfect.
Cool. Okay, we'll post that and we'll come back. There we go. There we go. So we can come back later and we can see what that's about. Or, see what kind of results we get there. And we'll come back. We could come back more than once if you'd like to as well. So, alrighty. So for tonight's show, you wanted to discuss. Go ahead and tell the audience what you wanted to talk about.
Sure. So today I wanted to discuss a little bit more about what this show is going to be about, the topic itself, and just to have like a general discussion around the topic of beauty. And what I mean by beauty is not necessarily directing to the female audience or addressing only females. The beauty in general, I think it's a very general feeling. You can be male or female, uh, whatever you want to call it, feel handsome or beautiful, but it's also something that you feel. it's not really external. It could be external, but at the end of the day, I think the whole meaning of beauty, all these things that we discuss in the questions, whether you want to get a plastic surgery, you want to go to a barber or hair salon, or whatever you want to do, is to feel good, to feel beautiful. It's that feeling that we are talking about. And as the name of the show entails, layers of beauty, because we wanted to explore what is feeling beautiful mean, whether culturally, time wise, historically, and in terms of fashion, the definition. How is this changing each time, and how is it affecting us mentally, and how is that affecting that feeling inside? So this is what I would like to talk about and discuss on weekly basis, and I would definitely love to hear the feedbacks of the audience, and if they have any more suggestions and comments, we take those into the considerations.
Okay. This seems like something that'd be very good for me right now because I'm going through a change in my life. Starting with these shows, I lived like a hermit for the past 9 years. I didn't get out very much, and I let my beard grow really, really long, like a foot long, so it looked kind of grotesque. So over the past week, couple weeks, I've actually been trimming it down so it looks more moderate, like more contemporary, so it doesn't look so weird and stand out. It doesn't stand out and scare people when I walk outside. Um, so I'm in the process of changing my look to look more, I guess, more, you're talking about the realm of beautiful, looking more presentable, I guess, and the beautiful would fall into that category. So I'm going through that change right now myself. So I think we might be able to use some examples that I've gone through to help with the progress of, well, with the show itself. I think maybe we can see how that works out.
It's very interesting you brought the topic of beard. Now it's in the trend. Now men are trying to grow beard. There's actually a special barbers for that. So you see on TikTok, Instagram, all these social medias, this is a new fashion. Whereas that's why we're talking about the time, how time can changes the meaning of feeling good about ourselves. Before, maybe in 90s, clean face, presentable, everything's good. And then now you see that hair is actually a sign of masculinity. Men love to grow beard, and women like that. And now it's a new fashion. So time changes, and the new definition and idea of beauty is also changes. So I think having a beard is a good thing. So you should come out and show it. Why not?
Yeah, I'll show you as soon as I finish because I'm not finished with the styling yet. I want to make sure it looks. I want to make sure it looks really presentable.
Of
Before
course.
it was literally I measured it before I started cutting it. It was literally 1 foot long, and so and people give me these strange looks whenever they see me. So I figured, okay, maybe it's time to go through a change here. So right now I'm in the process of trying to find a nice style. So before I actually show any pictures of myself, let me go ahead and let me finish the styling part of it. Then I can give you I can show you what I look like. So I'm still working on that part of it.
Of course. We
So
can't wait.
the I have not shaved it off completely, so it's definitely much shorter than it was before. So I just got to find a way to style it so it looks. I will say that's interesting about the beard because several years ago, when I would go out like on go on dating services, a lot of the women would say that nobody likes beards. It was the exact opposite, and I had my beard back then. It wasn't a foot long, but it was still an average length beard, and people would be like women would say, "Oh, nobody likes beards. Beards are outdated or something." So I guess the whole idea of it coming back into fashion is kind of interesting. So
Yeah, it's changed. And I think it's also very personal. So back in, I think, 1970s, mustache was very popular. I mean, I remember when my mom and dad met. My mom thought my dad was really handsome. I'm pretty sure they were all in 1970s. They all have this nice mustache, but that was the trend. That was the mustache was the symbol of masculinity. And I remember there was some stories that if some man couldn't grow a beard or a mustache, they would be really embarrassed because, you know, it shows that they don't have that sign of masculinity or something like that. So I think it depends on your personal touch. Personal liking. I mean, whether I personally like beard, and I feel like it's more masculine, but some girls might not. Anyways, I think that the fashion right now is the more you have hair, it's more attractive. So
Interesting.
times changed.
That's
It,
the I definitely, yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but yeah, go ahead. I wasn't really going to add anything. So
no, no, I was gonna say, because I remember this, and I wanted to talk about this topic, but it's just we brought up the beard and the hair and everything. Back in the day when I was in high school, the thinner the eyebrows, it was more attractive. That was beautiful. But then when you're in high school or in the elementary school, obviously, girls, they don't really pluck their eyebrows as much. My parents weren't me to do it. So I used to get bullied a lot that I had this thick eyebrows, it's too much, and I had this dream to like get rid of all my eyebrows. And as soon as I was at the age that I could do it, I got like I didn't have any eyebrows. I like make it so thin and I felt so beautiful. I was like, oh my God, I'm so beautiful. But now that I'm looking at my pictures, I'm thinking, what was I thinking? Really? What was I thinking? I look really bad with girl with no like eyebrows, literally. Now times change. The thicker eyebrows is more attractive. Girls go and do microblading. They do tattoos. They go do surgeries to grow hair or whatever. So the thicker the eyebrows, I think it's more attractive now. So times changed, and the definition of beauty, I think, has changed. And I think it's good to know that sometimes if we get bullied for something or we
oh,
don't feel good about it, we just look at the bigger picture.
I got you. Yeah.
It's that unique features of ours. That's what we think.
The and I didn't notice that with the eyebrows.
Um,
I do know was sorry. I do know that women for a long time would actually, I don't know if this is still done, probably not, but they would actually shave off their eyebrows completely and then draw it back in with a pencil. So like, you know, like a makeup, like makeup. I always thought that was kind of interesting. I think that was back way back in the day. I don't think they do that anymore, but I always just found that kind of interesting, that completely shave it off and then draw it back in. And how do you feel about that?
it was it. I think it was trend at some point. I think that was in '90s. Some of my friends actually shaved their eyebrows at some point, and they would make it the way they wanted. But now people wanted to grow as much as eyebrows as possible. I guess. I mean,
Hmm.
people. I mean, girls especially. Men, of course. I mean, for men, obviously, it's also more attractive to have just leave their eyebrows the way it is. But at the end of the day, I think it's a very personal thing, and it's how you feel, because you never know if one of your features that you might not like or you think it's outdated, um, maybe it's going to change and it would be more favorable down the road. So I think it's the subject of beauty is it changes, and it all depends of that inner feeling. You could be the most overweight person in the planet. You could eliminate, I don't know, not have the a standard definition of beauty of these days, but then as long as you feel good about it, as long as you feel beautiful, who cares, right? But then you could go and do a lot of plastic surgeries, and I see that on TV. These people, they done maybe hundreds, I'm not even exaggerating, hundreds of plastic surgery from top, everywhere in their body, but they still need to do plastic surgery because they're not happy, they're not satisfied. So I think it's, what is the balance? When are you going to feel beautiful? I think that's when is the topic is very controversial. Is when do you feel beautiful? When do you feel you're enough? right? Because
Right.
you could be Angelina Jolie. I mean, Angelina Jolie by standard of beauty is very beautiful, but not, some people might say no, that's not our way that we look at the beauty. But even Angelina Jolie had insecurities and she didn't feel she was beautiful. So what is beautiful then? If the beauty is not, if everybody else looking at you and say you are beautiful, but you don't feel beautiful, then you are not beautiful, right?
So, right.
Because
Well,
if you're not feeling it.
I mean, the thing is that I think a lot of people are trying to be beautiful to attract somebody. Usually, I would think that would be the most common thing as to why they would think something is beautiful. So they may not go with what they think is beautiful, and rather go with what someone else may think is beautiful, so that they get attract a mate. So, I mean, that seems to be what it would. I mean, because if I dress the way I want to, if I want to do my hair, my beard the way I want to do it, I don't think too many people would find that attractive. So I have to, change my way of looking. So to try to attract a person, to let them say, hey, this is something that I'm trying to make myself look more appealing to, that certain woman out there that would like the way I look. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just it's always it's more unless you're like you brought up how do you pronounce her name? Angelo Jolene? I forget how to pronounce her name. But
Yes.
she's she's in the spotlight, so she can do whatever she wants pretty much. So she doesn't have to worry about. She's not looking to attract the mate. She's just looking to, people are anything she does, people are gonna, just look at her and say, oh, she's beautiful, regardless, most likely. I mean, she's just gonna have that look already. So but the average person out there who's not a celebrity is basically looking, I think, to conform to what the standards are at the time, just primarily for the attractiveness of someone trying to attract a mate. And I mean, once they get that mate, then you'll notice that some of those people just let their bodies sag. They don't keep up. Not everybody, but some of them do. They'll just let everything go downhill, and they don't really care anymore because they already got the mates, so they don't have to worry about it anymore. So um I've seen that before with certain people. It's and they the it's unfortunate, people can't accept people the way they want to look. They're constantly trying to please someone else. So
I agree with you. And you touch on a very important point. We take care of ourselves, whether we do that plastic surgery or go do makeup or whatever we do, we change our hair color because we wanted to feel that we're going to be accepted, whether by our friends, whether by our potential dates, or find that soulmate. So you're right. It's I don't know. It's very. I have mixed feelings about that. I know that it's important for people to take care of themselves so they can find a date or find that person, but I don't think it's very long lasting, because you're right, you're going to let yourself go as soon as you find that person. And do you really feel beautiful still? So that's
mhm.
why I think that's what I think, we need to have that awareness, that when do we feel good about ourselves, when do you feel beautiful?
Yeah, and
um
there's also the people when they get married. So I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but there are people that they do get married, and then what happens is instead of letting themselves go, just not taking care of themselves, they actually continue to maintain. Usually, this seems to be the case with women. They're trying to constantly make sure their husbands are attracted to them, so they'll constantly modify themselves so their husband doesn't lose interest in them because they're afraid to lose the partnership, the romance or the marriage. They're trying to keep that together, so they'll change, like maybe they'll get breast surgery, to change augment their breast size, and get,
mhm,
like you said, plastic surgery and other things just to please their husband. You don't hear it that much with men doing it for women. It's usually women doing it for men. So I'm not saying it's impossible for men to do it, but it just seems more often. And in those kind of situations, that's kind of sad, because it sounds like the man should love. It should be. It sounds like she's afraid she's going to lose something, and it seems like there's not really a love there. It's more aesthetic, more not really a deep personal love.
yes, and beauty fades. I mean, I love to look at something beautiful, but it does get normal at some point, and at the same time, it ages. So 30, 40, 50, even years, it's not about the physical beauty anymore, maybe at the beginning, but I think it's that inner beauty that kept them forever. They create that bond that no matter how fat you get or no matter what wrinkles you have, because we all going to age at some point. No one's going to stay beautiful forever. Even if you do all the plastic surgeries in the world, I mean, I've seen some of these people, you they do look like not human. It gets
Yeah.
to the point, and I'm not against plastic surgery. I think it's important for some people to do it to feel good about themselves. But I'm talking about when it becomes obsessive and you try to avoid aging and only rely on that, it's just not going to work. Some point you're going to look 90 years old. It doesn't matter how much you do this, you're still going to look like a 90 years old. So I mean, I'm sorry, and maybe haters are going to come out at me and say, no, I want to look very young at 90 years old. Good for you. But you can't avoid aging. So, how people keep loving each other after 60, 70 years when they're in their 80s, I think it's not even physical beauty anymore. Right?
Right,
Am
right.
I
Yeah, it's the what I was touching on was the was something slightly different. I'm saying that that you have a marriage, and what happens is the marriage is not really held together by true love. It's held together by the looks of the woman, and the guy. The woman is afraid to lose her husband, so she'll do everything she can to please him by constantly altering herself. That's the part that's sad, you know, because what you're saying is true. You're going to change. You eventually you're going to get older, and the marriage should be, in my opinion, more about loving the person and accepting them for who they are, regardless of how they look.
Mhm.
So,
I agree
but
with you.
and I'm talking about what I was talking about is that's how unfortunate that's not always the case. And there's stories about women that are constantly changing their looks, and it's because their husband just can't accept them, or they're afraid they're going to lose their husband because of that. And it's a shame that they can't find the true love with that person. So
And mostly those um, marriages don't last that long. I mean, at least what I see, because you can't just fake it all the time. I remember this lady. She used to work in the hair salon that I used to go, and she used to tell me that she has a curly hair, but her husband never seen her curly hair because every morning she wakes up and straight her hair. I
oh
just
my
feel like
goodness,
this is too much. This is just very not necessarily. But again, who am I to say?
that's
She's been
interesting.
doing it for many years. I guess it works for her. But
That
how long you can keep that up?
Yeah, really. I mean, I have curly hair that's kind of long, so I tried straightening it one time just for the fun of it, and that was a pain. That was a long process. So,
Yes, that's why I give up. I have curly hair too, but it's just too much. I mean, life is too short to spend, sorry, like 2 hours a day to straight your hair. But
yeah,
so many people do it, right? But for me, that's my opinion. Not I'm saying that other people shouldn't do it. But for me, I feel like it's life is too short to just spend that much time to straight your hair, do makeup, put this, put that. It's just so much time. Like I have so much to do. I wanted to like there's so much to do and like if you actually counted every day between 2 to 3 hours sometimes because there's a hair and then you have to do your makeup, you have to do your skin routine, and then at night you have to do your skin routine. There's so many routines that how many hours per month and then per year that would be?
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know. It's just too much.
You told it
I
up in
watch,
probably
yeah,
like a month or something if you totaled it up. Like 1 month out of the year is just doing your makeup and all the your routines every day. If you totaled up every hour, probably like a whole month out of the whole year. So Uh,
Yeah, and that doesn't even count the fact that uh, there's so many. I mean, I see all these things on TikTok, Instagram. There's new techniques that you go and do the facial, and then you get those, and you do that once a week, and then you put mask. There's different kinds of mask. You do one at day, one at night, and then exfoliation. Oh my God, I'm just so like overwhelmed with all these things. I don't know, but some girls, they have time to do it. Their nails, um, but I guess priorities are different, right?
yeah,
Some people, they just wanted to look good, and that's their job. That's what they need to do. They are at the gym 24 hours because they need to look like a Barbie. Some women, they dream to look like a Barbie, even it's not a human like. Some women go and do a ribs removal surgery. Ribs, they literally take ribs out. So their
ribs. Oh,
shape
okay.
of the, yeah, there is such a thing. It's not healthy, but there are plastic surgeons that they do that. So they take like one or two ribs of the waist, and then the woman can actually look like a Barbie. So their waist becomes this much, so they can have an hourglass waist. Um, but this is not human like.
Yeah, well, somewhat with what I remember, one of the classes I took in college was it was a small business class, and the woman that ran the course talked about the fact that she started some sort of apparel store, clothing. I don't remember what it was, and she talked about the fact that there are two kinds of women: women that have an hourglass shape, and the other ones that don't. They just have a regular, more of a flat shape. So, and some of them are naturally born with that curve, and some are not. And that seems really excessive right there. That seems like it'd be the amount of surgery just to remove like an actual rib. That sounds like really dangerous too. Is that even legal in some areas? That seems like it might be somewhat
Yeah,
illegal.
they're legal, but they're not recommended or encouraged. But people do it. It's not healthy. I guess the repetitive surgeons, they don't do that. But I've seen, if you look at the TV shows and YouTubes, it's a trend now to look like a Barbie, literally make it as much as look like a Barbie. Which, who created the Barbie in the first place? I mean, was it some man that created the? I need to go and research who created the Barbie.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, was it just perception? Do you know
No, I don't know. I don't know.
who's? I mean, who was idea that the woman should look like this? Because historically, the definition of the beauty in women has changed. There were times that I think it was in Roman time. You can see from the paintings and pictures that chubbier women were more attractive. I mean,
Mhm.
because the one who were curvy, it was a sign of health. But then I think as time goes, definition of beauty changes. In early 2000, if you look at the models, they looked skinny like this, like literally unhealthy skinny, size 0 to 1. That was in
Right.
early 2000. And then it changes, and now people are getting plastic surgery to get butt implant. They want curve, they want, I'm serious, so who, I mean, it's all changes, right? But I just wanted to know who creates these unrealistic pictures. Is it like a Disney Channel when they create something like Cinderella?
Yeah.
I mean, I just really, some guy's imagination, that some guy had an imagination of this cartoon. Now we all have to look like that.
I think it was I'm not sure, but I think you're right. I think it might have something to do with the invention of media in general, such as movies and pictures being more popular, being because photographs began like in the mid 1800s, and then video as far as movies that is became more popular during the turn of the century, and I think that's if you look at that, I think that's when you could see that the fashion. I'm not an expert by any stretch, but I think that's when you start to see the women looking to be more thinner, Before that, I think it was more like you said, the larger women were considered to be more sexier or more alluring. I guess I don't know what the right word would be, but it was and as media got more and more prevalent, which obviously it's now all over the place. I think that's it's just gotten more and more like that. So um and it becomes more obsessive because now everyone can see everyone instantaneously. You're not just locked into a small area of the world anymore, so you're seeing everyone else, and you're being told that everything's being controlled from one location, or everyone gets to see everyone from everywhere in the world instantaneously, whereas 150 years ago that was not the case. So you were just locked in and you didn't know, you weren't being dictated to by such a large scale. I mean, these are just guessing on my part, so I don't know exactly, but that's what it kind of seems like to me.
No, you're right. I mean, it makes sense. Even now, with the invention of social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, the beauty pressure on teenagers or everyone in general has increased, especially the expectations that is very unrealistic. Whereas maybe 20 years ago, that was only a TV. So I think you're right. The more we get progress in media, those images of beauties becomes really unrealistic. And then you look at all these women or men or female, whatever, but with filters, because Instagram has filters. You could do body shop. Sorry, we could do Photoshop. Uh, TikTok has filters. You can just make and change yourself. It's not the reality, right? You can change, filter your pores, make your skin perfect. You could even put, seriously, you can put makeup on your face. You can recreate yourself. So
You could even
those
put
real
Mhm.
unrealistic uh, beauty standards, how is it affecting us? That's
Yeah.
that's what I wanted to see,
Yeah.
what people think.
And also, it's not just the women, but also men. Obviously, the big example would be, I'm bringing up right here, is Michael Jackson. I was looking at the pictures. Michael Jackson, when he went through his changeover, you can see his before and after photos. I mean, he really
Mhm.
went through a major changeover from before to after. He looked fine before, nothing wrong with him, but by the time he was done, he definitely looked kind of, it didn't look good by the time he was done. Um, see, before you look at these pictures, he looks,
That's a good
yeah.
topic. I mean, Michael Jackson, it's very a good example because he was not happy.
Mhm.
His mental state was not in a place of happiness.
And he looks perfectly fine before. Nothing wrong with him. He looks, and I guess he was fed, like you were saying, fed what was to be the perfect look, and he just wanted to keep on emulating that, and he kept on changing and changing. He just by the time he was done, he did not look. He really didn't look that good. I'm not trying to be rude, but he should have just stayed the way he was. He looked a lot better when he was younger. So, and perfect. I just think I mean, if you look at all the other pictures, you can see all these other people, mostly women, but um, going through all these different plastic
Can you
surgeries.
click on that, the right one?
Uh,
That's the famous plastic surgery disaster.
this one,
Um,
is that it?
what I can, the second picture,
Is that it? Or
the not the on the next to it, not
right
this,
here?
next to it.
This
No,
one?
no, on the top, on the left side of it.
Oh, okay.
The
Hold on.
lady who's like with the blonde hair. Yeah,
Here?
yeah, that's the one. You No, you
Is
were
that it?
on. Yes, yes,
Okay. That's
that's
her?
the girl. I forgot her name, but she is famous for her drastic changes on her face for her excessive usage of plastic surgery. If you look at her before and after, she used to be so beautiful, so beautiful. I mean, it's just not the same person.
I've seen her. I've seen them before.
Doesn't she doesn't I'm sorry, I don't want to disrespect, but she doesn't look like a human anymore.
No, no, you're right. And she really, it really stands out to shame that she did all that because I mean, well, I mean, unless she wants to look like that. I mean,
Oh yeah, that's the one. It's before and after.
which one?
If you click on the next, you know, Versace, this first picture on the top.
Right here? Over
On
here?
the
I'm
top,
sorry.
yeah, and then next to right, on the right,
I'm sorry.
the picture on the right.
Sorry. Um, uh,
Oh no, it's okay.
which
Not here. On the bottom of this picture on the right side of the screen.
am I going the right way? Am I going?
Yeah, on the right side. Yeah, and then so go up now.
Is it this one?
Up, yeah. One more.
That one?
No, one more, and then go left now.
Okay, here. Was that her?
There's a picture next to it.
Oh,
Next. Yes, that's her.
yeah. Okay, yeah. She does. She looks very attractive on the left. Yeah,
Can you believe this?
yeah. And she.
That's just crazy.
But the thing is, does she want to look like she does on the right? If she does, and she feels like that's her way of looking beautiful, then who's to criticize her at that point? But I don't know. I don't know how she really feels. I mean, I don't. Do you? I'm not sure. I know I've seen her before. I didn't know what she looked like until just now. Beforehand, I know what she looked like after because I've seen the face multiple times. But is she happy the way she looks now, or does she want to go? Would she like to look like she did before this all started?
You know what I was actually beautiful, then you do feel beautiful. Who to say? I think I wanted to change my statement a little bit because I just had an epiphany.
Okay.
You know how you know how when we see someone with an eating disorder, for instance, someone anorexic, right?
Hmm.
Anorexic people in their mind, they do feel that they need to lose weight. That's how they look at themselves, but they're not healthy, right? Because some of them die.
Right. Okay, your audio, you're cutting off.
So
Hold on, you're cutting off. Sorry. You said something about they're going to die. I think you said, and then you kind of phased off for about 3 or 4 seconds. So if you said something, we missed that. Uh oh.
no, I was just saying that when can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're fine now. Sounds good. Sounds good.
Perfect. No, I was saying that when someone is anorexic and they just look at themselves in the mirror and they still think that they need to lose weight because that's when they feel beautiful, I think that is not normal anymore. So my question and thoughts right now is, when is normal to the point that you want to feel beautiful? That lady who wants to get rid of their ribs so they can feel beautiful. When is that? Where is that line? Where is that limit?
Right.
Right? Because yes, we all do want to feel beautiful at the end of the day, but what is the cost? Are we harming ourselves?
Yeah.
Are we becoming blind to the point that we can't really see beauty anymore? I don't know if it
Mhm.
makes sense.
The I no, you're making sense. What I'm gathering is, you become too obsessed with the idea that beauty is something that you're trying to achieve. Well, maybe try it again. Maybe I'm not going to say it right. Try to say it one more time. Yeah, I think you're there.
I think I lost your voice for a sec.
Oops. Okay. You're looks like you're. Oh, sorry. I was trying to bring that website up and it didn't. It was giving me it blocked me out from looking at it. Sorry.
Oh, no
Um.
problem. You know what I'm thinking? Every time you have this screen up, I think something happens with the connection.
Mm,
But then when you take this off, then it's fine. But
mm.
I could be wrong. I don't know. I noticed that.
Okay, we can try that. See if that works. We can bring it down. So okay. Um. But yeah, the go ahead and try to explain that one more time. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, no problem. No, I was just saying that where is that line where your health becomes in danger at the cost of feeling beautiful?
Hmm, I see. And but has anyone? But I mean, has anyone really had a dangerous situation arise? I'm just curious. I mean, most of them got to the point where they were just became unattractive. It's not really dangerous, just not really attractive anymore. So, or their beauty seems to be lost.
No, I mean you could get killed in plastic surgery. There are so many. Uh, I mean, I guess there's thousand people die on surgery. There's, it's not something that there's no risk to it. And I watched this show. I think it's I don't know remember the name, but there are some doctors. They sit, and these people who had plastic surgery, they come and there was something wrong with their plastic surgery, and they wanted to get it fixed. So some of these patients who come and see these doctors, it's like a reality show, but it's reality. The doctors and say if you have one more surgery, you could die, or no surgery. People have so many. You can have so many no surgery that you can actually lose your nose, or you have breathing problem. Actually, Kanye West's mother died from plastic surgery. That's how
Oh, did
she died. Yeah.
didn't know.
So I mean, or someone who's anorexic, right, has a eating disorder. She wants to look so skinny that she could die. So I think that's just when, I don't know, I think that's when the limit comes, that um, what are you willing to do to yourself to feel beautiful?
Hmm, I see what you're saying. Okay, so yeah, so I see what now where's the limit? So basically, there's a line to be drawn as to where it becomes unhealthy to, and then obviously there's an extreme point where it becomes to the point where you could be, or it could be fatal, or even detrimental for even exist there, for the rest of your life to make it even, the health factor would be so extreme that you're now you're borderline being fatal, I guess you could say, or it's just yeah. So there's a it's kind of a gray area, though, I guess you could say. So some plastic surgery is not going to be too bad, but eventually it's going to get to a point where it's going to be detrimental to your life and your health, and even be fatal eventually. So you're saying is, where is that line drawn? It's basically, in my opinion, it's kind of it's gray. It's kind of a gray area. It's just it's there, but we don't know exactly where. It's, I guess each person would be a little different. Um, some people could probably get away with more. Some people know their limits. Other people would don't know their limits, and they'll just keep on doing it, over and over, and they'll never stop. I'm sure there's probably an obsession. They're so obsessed with doing it that even when they get to the point where they've reached it, they just want to keep on doing it anyway because they are so obsessed with it. They're just that's how obsessive it becomes, to the point where they got to keep on changing, even though they don't need to change anymore. They've met their goals. They just want to keep on changing because they want to keep on. They're so obsessed that it has to be done over and over again. So, I mean, yeah, I would say that in my opinion, it's different for every person. That's what I'd have to say. And unfortunately, each person has their limits. I would never get plastic surgery, so for me, there would never be a problem, unless there was. I mean, unless it was like for health reasons. Maybe if something happened where I had to get, if I got injured or something, maybe plastic surgery. Then that's still different. But as far as just for beauty, or to change my appearance, no, I wouldn't do it for that. So.
I think beauty also is very interconnected with confidence. You And that's one of other reasons that you wanted to get those plastic surgery, or go in salon every day or get that facial, not only to feel glowy and healthy or take care of yourself, but I think to stay confident. Or some people go on extremely unhealthy diet to lose weight, to look like that celebrity, or a person that done so many plastic surgery in their body, but they do that to themselves because they think if they look like that, then they're confident. Their confidence in their work, the confidence in the way that interact with their friends, they can wear that favorite dress. So how do you connect your confidence to your beauty, but at the same time do it in a very healthy way?
Right. Yeah, that's a yeah, that's a very it's a delicate question, a delicate balance of for sure, and that it goes back to the idea that like I was saying. I guess it's different for every person. I mean, everyone has to know their limits and just know where to stop and not become too compulsive and just or obsessive, I should say, and just know when they need to stop. I mean, that's but some people you can't, but you can't stop. So yeah, it's never. I don't know. There's no. I can't answer the question to be honest.
What I think this is from my personal experience with people who I encounter with. Uh, I've encountered with people who are extremely confident, sure of themselves, and but they might not be in the ideal weight. They look healthy, but they're not be in an ideal weight, or might not be in the standard of the beauty of today's society. But I found that person very attractive.
Hmm.
So whereas, and I saw another person extremely beautiful, um, extremely well dressed, no flaws on the face, but the level of confidence kind of turned me off. So I think the confidence itself, it is beautiful. That's what I think. Um, because the way you sit down, the way you present yourself. Imagine if I'm like this, like very like shy or not. There's nothing wrong to be shy about. Like there's so many people are shy, but I'm talking about low self-esteem. And what I think it's because of sometimes you have such a low self-esteem that you think the excessive plastic surgery will fix that, where you cannot fix that with plastic surgery. You have to fix that either with therapy, meditation, or any other things that you need to work on your mental health than your physical appearances.
Hmm. I gotcha. So yeah, so basically, it's a mental and physical aspect is what you're leading up to. So, and the mental part is the first step, is what you're saying. Is that what you're saying?
I think if first we have to take care of our mental health, because if you were not in the right mental health, we can never physically take care of our body. We might harm ourselves, do excessive plastic surgery, or go on to extreme diets, or I don't know. And we continue do this cycle, and we're never good enough. So this is what I think. I think if you take care of your mind, then the rest will come, right?
Right.
I don't know. I just feel like it's both are very important.
Yes. At this point, I think we're gonna have to just say that it's something you and I can't really fully answer. It's at this point. You know, we have our ideas, and I agree with what you're saying, but not everyone's going to agree with what you're saying or what I'm saying. They're going to have their own ideas, and they're going to do whatever they want to do anyway. So um, unfortunately, that's and to try to the only thing yeah, I guess you could try to do is take one step further and try to educate people if you know and try to say and but that's the only thing you could do and hope that they listen. But other than that, people are just going to do what they want to do anyway. So unless they listen to you, so um, that's the best thing I could come up with on this as a conclusion. What else would you have to say?
No, I would same thing. I'm not a counselor or psychologist, or I'm not an expert on any of these. I'm just trying to, like everyone else, to unpeel the layers of beauty, to how to feel beautiful, and how can we help one another to um, to be healthy and beautiful.
Mhm. And I guess what we could do is use that as a lead up for what the show is about. And what we could try to do is, like I said, try to educate people and, hopefully listen or just, take their suggestions as well and see where we can go with that. But that's the only about
Yes,
the only thing that's the only thing I can come up with. That's,
that's perfect.
so, would you like to go back to our question that we asked earlier? It looks like we got some decent
Let's do
responses.
that.
Okay, let me see here. Bring it up here. All right. So we got, let me refresh the screen, see what we got here. 89 votes so far. What is the one thing you would do that which makes you feel beautiful or handsome? And number one is your choice. So we got 5 people that gave comments. Before we go to that, let's go through the other results. 16% with plastic surgery. Next one is 7% with putting on makeup or shaving or going to a barber. 3% with getting a facial, and 2%, only 2% by going shopping. That's interesting. That's pretty low. So let's look at the answers we got here. See, Antonio says taking a shower, shaving, and brushing my teeth. It makes me feel like a civilized human being. Chase Elliott says going to old Reese's barber shop to get a cut. Okay, that's a reference to Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, the video game that's on my channel. So there's a barber shop in the game, and old man Reese, is the one that has the runs it, so you can get a haircut from him. So uh, developing confidence. Okay, that's what you were talking about. Developing confidence. 3 glasses of whiskey, all my black, my all black suit, and my Zippo sunglasses.
That is awesome. I like that.
And finally putting on a cap and sunglasses. So
Ooh, nice. Nice answers, guys.
yeah, so we can well this, I'm sure this will get this is usually common. You usually get about, but within the first hour we usually get about 100 votes, and then by next week we should get a couple of thousand at least, so it will be a better result. I have a feeling hmm I have a feeling that this is going to stay the same. 72% will probably stay pretty high. I have a feeling
Yeah,
it's going to stay high.
I
So,
agree.
I we may see some of these change around a little bit, but yeah, for the most part, this will probably stay the same. So, once in a while, we get like we will ask a question, and then what happens is we get something that's really high, and then like a week later, it'll be the exact opposite. But I don't think in this case it's going to be it's going to happen. So, all right. Did you want to? I see. I suggest we go ahead and wrap everything up for this evening, unless you have anything else you wanted to add.
I just enjoyed really talking again with you and Zoom, and it was such a great conversation. That's what I think. I don't know about anyone else. So,
Yeah, that
um,
was good.
but
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
no, that's it. That's all.
Okay. Yeah. The problem is the internet has that slight delay. I'm sorry. I apologize for talking over you those few times.
Oh, no,
Um,
no, no, no problem.
the comments, the responses are pretty good for the question, and there were some comments in the live chat feed. We didn't go through those, but there wasn't anything that's really out of the ordinary to address. But anyway, I appreciate everyone for being here, and we'll be on next week with the episode number 2 for Layers of Beauty.